not good enough. We're not going for the digital literacy certification. We want that Microsoft Office specialist one. So this is the key here. Press register here. Okay, don't forget to press register here. This part's a little bit annoying because you already filled out all you do is click this use, and this is what Kai was asking about. Use my Certiport profile data. Okay, and then that should, I'll zoom out again. And that should be okay. So once they do that, then it'll auto fit that for you and you can submit. Okay, that's just if you forgot to do that at some point. They're just like double checking. And then you should see this will get activated. You are registered, and I'm never gonna say the password because it's fake person. Okay, so you should see this. If you are ready to go and you remember your login, you are all set with this credential here for your Microsoft Office specialist. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, Sharamina has a great question too. If you made one in a different program, just test it. Test it by going to Certiport, and you can even like log out and test it here. Do a new tab and go to certiport.com again, and then see if you can log in. If you can't, you just have to create a new one, unfortunately. But what you want to do is try to remember your login and passwords so that all your exams are all in one place. So that would be ideal. So really hold on to this login and password. You're going to need it next semester and probably around week 14 next semester. So it's going to be a long time. It's going to be August. Maybe we'll even be back to school at that point. I don't know, hopefully. But it looks like, I don't know. Anyways, hopefully we're back at some point, sooner than later. But, so yeah, if you want to test it, log in here. Okay, and then it should say welcome with your first name at the top. And mine does, so that means I'm ready for the exam. So that's how you know you're ready for the exam. If you can go to Certiport, log in, same login for your exam. So that's how you know. And even though I know I'm registered with them, like right 10 minutes before an exam, I'll go to the website and just check. Be like, do I have the right password? Do I remember my password? And that kind of thing. What's the percentage to get a certificate? So 70% or over. So that's a B- or better to get their certificate. Keep in mind, these exams are for like, if you're going to tell an employer on a resume that you're proficient, you should be able to get over like a B. So just keep that in mind. They're very difficult. They're challenging, but yeah, employers want to know who can really complete the basic tasks in a quick amount of time. Yeah, so here's the, okay, so here we go. So if you're signed up for Certiport now, we got that under our belts. If not, I will post a recap of this portion for anyone that might have missed this. But I'm going to show you guys a quick video on what it's going to look like. Okay, so I did like a test run of this. Yeah, it's 700 out of 1,000. Good job. Yeah, Sharamina. So you're marked by 1,000, and tasks can range from 20 points to 50, depending on how difficult they are. So some tasks ask you to do a little bit more, and they take a little bit more time. So some of those will be around 50. I believe that's how, and then for like little tasks that don't take a lot of time, they're around 20 marks. So you add it up, it's about, I don't know, my math is horrible. But anyways, it's about 30 to 35 questions. Each one is worth 20 or 50 marks, and just depending on which version of the exam you get, and then it all adds up to 1,000. So I've only got 1,000 out of 6 of the exams I've completed. I've got 1,000 on my first PowerPoint attempt and the most recent Excel one in 2016. But some of the wording is a little bit tricky. You can be like one off and then lose 20 points. So keep that in mind. The goal should really just be to get the certificate. Just if you score 700, you studied just the right amount. So, all right, so I've got a short video for you guys. Let me know what you think. I'm going to go really quickly through this and just show you what your experience is going to look like from home. So 1 hour before your exam, your instructor will receive an email from Certiport like this one. And what I would do is organize my students from alphabetical order. So if your name started with an A, you would be student 1, like Angela A or something like that. And what I would do is make sure everyone had their student ID or student 1 and whatever number you had. And then I would forward it, the email, and then you would have your link that you would click on. So if you're Angela, you would click on this link, which would take you to a Certiport desktop like this one. Just like your exam, this is going to have a little notepad where you can communicate with your proctors. So let them know if the size of the screen is they're too small, having technical difficulties. But the first thing you're going to do is minimize that and then sign into Certiport. Then you're going to check the program, which is Microsoft Office Specialist. Those are the types of exams that we're doing, and you would choose that one. And for the exam group, just say no. We're not part of any exam group. Now, this is the NDA agreement. And again, if there's anything wrong at this point, open the notepad on the desktop and let your proctor know. They'll be with you. But say, yes, I accept, and then we're going to click next to say that we're not going to copy anything from the exam. Now, this is important too. Make sure you absolutely have the right exam that you're going for. We're going for PowerPoint 2016. I've had a lot of students who might click the wrong one, and then you're doing a completely separate exam, so make sure. And then click the inventory site licenses, and then click next. And then at this point, your proctor should sign in. Now, just keep an eye on the notepad. They might be having difficulties on their end as well. So you just have to keep checking the notepad and communicate with your proctor as well. They can help you with some of the questions, but if there's any technical difficulties, they can assist. And they can also allow you some information and let you know if they're having difficulties, and just be patient and stuff like that. Then they will unlock the exam and you're ready to go. All right, so we had a great question while I hope that makes sense. So Elroy said, how can I sign up? Remember to sign up for Certiport. Just go back through this video. I just showed people how to do that. And Shermina said, I have a Mac. So keep in mind, if you can access the internet and your email, Macs do work with this exam because normally they wouldn't. But because you're using a server, they're going to launch you onto their desktop, not yours. So your desktop, whether it's a Mac or a PC, as long as you have a pretty strong Mac and it's not like a really old one, it should work. Okay, as long as it's a pretty recent version of Mac, it'll work, which is great because it opens up like another avenue for Mac users that they didn't initially have before. It's Shabby asked a good question. It's 10% of your final grade, but keep in mind the completion mark is what is important. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I've got a practice exam, and I've done a lot of videos about practice exams, but here is another one for us. So this is the practice exam. Feel free to ask questions. Tell me to slow down if you need me to. And I'll go through 5 projects and I'll show you what the exam, and don't get too focused on the individual questions. Yours might be a little bit different. I can't actually take directly from the exam. I've just sort of downloaded Certiport's skill sheet, and then I came up kind of with my own exams. So sometimes it's a little bit hit and miss. So try to think about the skills that are being asked and not so much like don't try to memorize the questions because it won't help. Okay. Maybe internet with low ping would be better if it's a remote survey. Yes, Kasia said internet connection with low ping. Yeah, and they suggest, I don't know if this is actually a thing. They try to say, tell people if you're using like the same modem to stay off their I don't know if it helps or anything, but make sure you're the only internet connection in your house at the time, okay? Tell people to take a break, do something else, go watch TV or something, but tell them to try and stay off the internet so it doesn't compete with your attempt to do the exam. Yes, good question. Alyssa asks, is there a time limit? There's a 50-minute time limit. So I'm gonna start 5 projects right now, and I'm gonna let you guys. You're gonna have to go through it really, really quick. Like each question, you don't have more than 2, maybe a minute and a half on. So you got to keep things quick. So you got to do things really quick. It's one thing to know the questions and another thing to do them really quickly. So change the size of the presentation is the first task, and to do that, you would go to, and if you want to help or clarify anything, just let me know in the comments. I'll keep an eye on them. But we're going to go to the design tab to do that. So if you have a question like this, it's asking you to change the slide sizes in your presentation. We're going to go to the design tab, slide size, go to custom slide size, and then we change it there. Now, because you're using an American server, they do everything in inches. Okay, so so you won't have to worry about the transfer to centimeters. Don't worry about it. And I think my version of PowerPoint's in American, so that's okay too. So you don't have to worry about centimeters. But they do give you like the centimeter equivalent. But just keep that in mind. You're doing it on Certiport's servers, and you're doing it from their desktop. Everything will be in inches, so it'll be fine. Whereas at Centennial, we did it centimeters, so it created a lot of confusion. All right, so here we go. That's how I would create a custom 8 inches wide. Just make sure it's width, not height, and then 11 inches, which creates more like a portrait mode. If you're ever doing like maybe creating a book through PowerPoint, this would help. And then when I press OK, that last part says ensure the content fits. So I don't want to maximize the content, which would maybe bring it outside of the slide, but maximize it. I want to ensure that everything fits, so it might be a little bit more condensed. So that's the 2 options, maximize, ensure fit, and that's the one they want. So I'm going to click that. Here's what it looks like. Okay, I'm just going to keep an eye on the comments as well. Do we have to do one for Microsoft Word? Yes, you will have to do one for Microsoft Word next semester, and one for Excel. So you have those 2. That's why you should consider this one practice. Okay, so consider this one practice. Number 2, create a custom slideshow. Name important findings that include. So how would you guys create a custom slideshow? Okay, so for that one, you would go to slideshow, and then the option in the start slideshow group here, custom slideshow is right here. Custom shows. So this is like if you want to take a really good presentation that you developed, and then maybe you just want to borrow like some key slides and then make a new presentation out of that. So the first thing I would suggest that you do is start with the name. Now, be careful on your exam. On your exam, you're going to put whatever is in the quotation marks, and I'm doing this wrong because this instruction should be underlined. Anything that's underlined means that you have to type it, or you can copy and paste it. But I don't know why I don't trust copy and paste on these exams, because it's almost like a false sense of security. If you copy and paste it wrong, like you forget one letter, you will lose marks for that. Okay, so keep it, and then you don't put the quotations in there. You don't put the quotations. You just type it as is, and anything with an underline means that you're gonna have to type it out. Yeah, you know what? Kai is very helpful. I've never done this before, but I'm going to make Kai a moderator to keep an eye on the comments. Which means if you're rude, Kai can kick you out. Okay, so I've never done that before, but Kai is keeping an eye on the comments, and Kai is also saying, oh, you guys have Word. Okay, I'm going to hurry through this. Okay, why don't I go through the first 3 projects, and then I will finish the next 2 tomorrow. Okay, let's do this quick. So importance findings, 3 and 5. So 3 and 5. You got to go soon. Okay, then I'll pick a different moderator after you leave. So we're going to add. And keep in mind, you can leave and then always check this when you come back. Okay, so we have 3 and 5. You would click on however many slides they want from that, and then click add and press OK. So that's how we create. And then once you press OK, all you do is close this. You're done creating a custom slideshow. This one gets asked quite a lot in every type of exam. Embed the fonts for characters used in this presentation. So I don't know if I told you guys this, but that's a cool option for if you find a font online. You can save it like a picture in case you have to present on an old version of PowerPoint. So the way you would do that is in the Save tab. So again, File, scroll down the options, click on that, click the Save tab in this options group, and then click this one, embed fonts in the file. And that would allow you to save like cool new fonts into an older version of PowerPoint. Okay, slide 3, configure the audio clips so it plays automatically. Hide the icon during the show. So there's 2 things out there. Okay. So you see this little icon? And maybe it's good practice that I'm using this a small window, because you're gonna have a slightly smaller window than you're used to when working in PowerPoint. Milan. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go to click on that audio button, go to playback, and then there's 2 things they said there: play automatically, which is right here, and then also hide during the show, and then you're all done. Then you can like get out of here and click. All right. Step 5. On slide 5, apply the snip diagonal corner white style and the pastel smooth effect to the image. So you might have something like this on your exam where you have to change something about the image. And there's two things that they normally get you to do when there's an image. So on slide 5, this is the only image. Click on the image, go to picture format. Usually they'll get you to choose like a different style. So the style gallery is in here, and you just kind of have to listen to the name, snip diagonal corner. So there it is. And then, so you might want to become familiar with some of these styles when it comes to pictures, and as well as the artistic effects. I think I had something similar. I can't tell you exactly which one, but I couldn't find it for the life of me, and it's really frustrating. So you might want to scroll over a few of these artistic effects. It's all the same no matter which picture you use. And I'm giving you the real sense of of an MOS exam because okay, there's pastel smooth. So you might want to just explore that a little bit before your exam starts. But that is it for project 1. See how fast I have to go? Okay, so I'm going to not save that, and I'm going to pull up the the second project, hockey. Okay, so this one is about me and my son Avery. I'm trying to turn him into a Toronto Maple Leafs fan when hockey comes back, but his mom would rather him be their rival, the Montreal Canadiens. So that's what we're going to work on. I'll keep an eye on the comments. Yeah, Shanaz, I've been wondering that for years. Certiport should offer a practice mode, and if they have it, we don't have access to it. I don't know if that's our program coordinator's decision or just how Certiport does things. I'm not sure why, but we do not have access to it. Avery's hockey team. All right. So there's a bit of a battle between the two oldest rivals. I won't get into the history because we don't have enough time. But we are going to crop my wife's team out of this, hopefully. Okay. So to crop a video like this, you would do, on slide 2, crop the video frame from the right to the width of 8.5 inches. So if we look at the dimensions of this video, it looks like a rectangle. All right. And you're going to change the width, not by changing the size, but by cropping. So be careful with that one because you could get that wrong simply by changing the size. The keyword there is crop the video frame. Okay, don't resize the video. If I started pulling here, that's resizing it. That's not cropping it. Okay. If you want to crop the image, let's see. I was going back. You have to go to this video. So click on this open dialog box, size and position dialog box opener, and then click here. And now we see that crop option pop up. Okay. I'm gonna switch to this screen. I don't need help. I need you guys to see what I'm clicking on. Okay. No, okay, so again, dialog box opener, now that my head's out of the way. And then click on the video, and then crop options. Okay. And now what did they say? The width to 8.5? Yeah, we changed that to 8.5. Anyways, that's how you do it on your exam. So that would actually make it bigger. I should have changed that to... Did I do that from the left? Oh, you know what? I think I've set this up poorly. What we should do is... No, I should change that question to 3.58. Okay. 3.58 to make it a perfect square. So what they'll probably get you to do is do like a perfect square. And so the height is 3.58, and then the width will also be 3.58. 0.58, and just to make it a perfect square. Okay, so that'll probably be the question, so I had to fix that. And by cropping it, and it actually backfired as it cropped out my team and not Avery's mom's team. So you see just Avery picking the Montreal Canadiens, which would hurt my feelings a lot. But that's how we would do it, and that's how you do that on your exam. So that would probably be more likely what you have on your exam is cropping a video to make it maybe more symmetrical or something like that. So if they say crop video, 3.5 inches, and that would make it, now if we look at the size, it's 3.5 inches in height and width. It's a perfect square now. Okay, on slide 3, you might also get something like this where you can add a histogram, and that's a chart. So we say insert chart in the placeholder. A histogram is right here, and the default is this one. If you're asked to insert a Pareto chart, that's a different kind of histogram, but they said the default one, really only one option. Okay. And then convert the list on slide 4 to vertical. So this is an interesting skill. Oh, what did I do here? Okay. This is an interesting skill on slide 4. So because I was marking some presentations and you guys were using bullet points, which is fine to use bullet points, but let me offer something different. So this is a Certiport skill you should know too. So a Microsoft skill that Certiport has you do. Converting bullet points to smart art. And you guys might want this option when you're actually presenting or creating presentations that are visually appealing. So then you would look for the vertical picture accent list. And if it's not here, I have to go to more smart art graphics. But I think they'll pick one that's usually like right in the default screen. So that's in your home tab, convert to smart art. And then we've got the vertical picture accent list. So I'm going to click on that. Make sure I got that right, vertical picture accent list. And that's perfect. Okay, on slide 5, change the chart type from a pie chart to a clustered chart. So you might have to change the type of chart that you have. And to do that, you would click on the whole chart, make sure that whole chart is selected. And then in the chart designs tab, you click change chart type. And then what do they want? What do we want here? We want a pie chart to a clustered bar chart. Okay, so clustered, just look for the chart name. We want a bar one and we want a clustered one. And did they say 3D? No. Clustered bar chart. Okay, so they want one like this. Okay, so that's step 4. Step 5, change the style of the chart to style 7 on which, oh, okay, so we're gonna assume it's this. They will tell you which slide that is, but because this is just going off the last one, so we're gonna change the style of the chart, which is up here in your chart designs tab, to style 7. So we gotta find style 7. That's this one with the nice background. And change the color to monochromatic palette 10. So that's here. And so monochromatic section, and it's the monochromatic 10 one. All right, looks nice. Nice light blue. Okay, and then question 6 is going to ask us to insert a table with 3 columns and 4 rows on the last slide of the presentation. So that one, you might have to create a table from scratch. You could either go to insert and then put a table, or if the content placeholder has a insert table option, just click that. And then what do they want? Insert 3 columns. So just change the number here to 3 and 4 rows. And if it seems like I'm going fast, this is the pace that you guys should be completing this exam at. So it's super fast. You don't have a lot of time. You just have to do it, and thinking kind of, be careful you don't make mistakes, but also be wary of the time, okay? 4 rows. Okay, perfect. So now we've got what they wanted there. On slide 6, add a, so you might also have to change the style of the table. So you'd highlight the whole table, go to table design. So keep in mind on your exam, if you are changing something about the color or style of the table, that's in table design. If you're adding columns and rows, you would do that. And yeah, that last part, you should definitely take note of this. So on slide 6, apply a medium style to. So you'd find that, go to medium accent 1. So accent 1 is more to the left. Medium style to accent 1. That's this one. It matches kind of our brand here. And then modify the style so that the columns alternate field colors and the rows do not. So what they want to do, if any of these are checked, even the header row, take that off. Okay, anything that's checked pre-hand, take it right off, and we're going to modify the style that only the columns switch colors, so it's banded columns. Okay, so the only thing you should have selected from this table style options is banded columns and not the rows. So now you see the columns alternate colors and the rows do not. So, and then we're going to insert a table. So like I said before, that's in your layout tab. So if you want to put a new column, you would do same thing if you're inserting a new row. Go to the layout, insert a column, insert a row above or below, or insert a column left or right. And what does it say? We want between the result one. So we want to say insert to the right, because I highlighted the away column, and then type date as the next header, column heading. All right, Kai is leaving. Good luck with your Microsoft Word one. I don't know if that was a peace out. Yeah. Oh, Kai was helping. Thank you so much. I'm just checking the comments here. Oh yeah, if it's blurry, thank you so much, Kai. See, you should skip class and just be the moderator. You might want to check the video quality settings. It does render in 1080 and it can go up, I think. Okay, I think it can go up to 720. I'm not sure about the live one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do these next ones. Maybe I can finish before 2:30 and then everyone's happy. Okay, so here we go, super fast, and then you can slow me down later. Create a new. Okay, so get out of here. We're done. Oh, and by the way, when you guys finish your exam, every time you finish a project, you don't exit like I do, but you're gonna click the submit project. Okay, whether you marked the project for review, submit project. So that's the part that's similar to your you know what I mean when geometrics. You do something similar at the end of each project. You submit project. So it's gonna look like there's no more tasks left, and it's just not true. So what you're gonna do at the bottom of your screen is click submit project to get to the next one, and then your screen's gonna disappear. A new project comes up. Even if you say mark for review and you want to come back to it later, you have to submit the projects first and then come back to them after the exam's done. Okay, just keep that in mind. Create a new slide layout named Trevor with a picture placeholder on the left and the text placeholder on the right. So you're gonna do that inside. If you wanna go to the spot in PowerPoint that's all about creating placeholders, that is in the Slide Master view. So the View tab, Slide Master. Okay, and now we want to create a insert layout. So we want to create a new layout, and this is called the Trevor layout. So we're going to, this one that just popped up is our custom layout, and we're going to rename that the Trevor layout. So we're going to call that one Trevor. It's an inside joke. If my friend Trevor was watching this, he would know. Maybe I'll share that with you guys later. But yeah, with a picture placeholder on the left and the text placeholder. Okay, so that's the name. And now we can start adding little placeholders. So, and hopefully they don't ask you to like change the specific size. I don't think they do. Picture placeholder on the left and the text placeholder on the right. Okay, so again, Slide Master, if Slide Master tab, go to insert placeholder again, and then they want a text one on the right. And you know, this is a really cool way to create your own layouts if you were very creative, if you were the creative type. And then the hardest part about this question is exiting Slide Master. Okay, so close Master View. Okay, that's the trickiest part, because now they get you to go back to the normal presentation, and some people might think, okay, I'll go to slide 3. This is not slide 3. This is the Master View. You got to get out of here. Okay, so arrange the images on slide 2. Now that I'm back to the normal presentation. And how I'm going to do that, so the middles are aligned, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to hold down the control key, click each of the 3 pictures, and then I'm going to, there's a bunch of places I can do this, but in the Home tab, they have an Arrange group, go to Align, and then not align center, align middle. Okay, a middle is a vertical alignment, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so align middle, and there you go. Now the middles are aligned of those pictures. Reorder the animations of the pictures on slide 2 so that they fade in from left to right. So what the trick there is also go to the animations tab. So you see that they're set up with an animation already. The way you make them go from left to right is to change the option from on click. So they're coming in together, okay? So they're coming in at the same time. That's where the timing says 0, 0, 0. To change that, we say on click. And it doesn't always go perfectly like this where it goes 1, 2, 3. You might have to reorder the animation. So let's say this one was first. I'm going to go into the timing animation pane. And I'm going to move this up. So this is how you'd move the timing. Oh, well, let me. Okay. Well, this would work, but yeah, you can also click on this one and say move later. Okay, so if I had this one, okay, so if you had something like this and you have to reorder, I just did that. So it's going to come in this one, that one, and then the middle. We want this one to be number 2. You would just say move this one earlier. So move the second one, or sorry, move later. Yeah, we want the third image on the right to be the third option, and that's how you do that. So now if we preview this, 1, 2, 3, comes in from the left, and they fade in from left to right. Okay, so that's how you would change that. On slide 3, change the color of the sun shape to... Oh, I meant the book shape. So I'll change that. The book shape. Oh, that's because on Centennial College's computer I couldn't use, this is an icon, so I couldn't change the color. On your exam, you might have to change an icon or a shape, but icons don't work in the Centennial College's computers. That's why. This is an icon, but you can still change the fill and the outline. So shape to red, the standard red, and we want the graphic outline to be a blue one, so the standard blue color. All right. On slide 3, animate the, again, this means the books. And we want to make sure the animation flies in from the bottom. So we do fly in. It already does, but your exam might not be that easy. So if it was from top, but you wanted to change that, you would do it in the effect options and then fly in from the bottom. Yeah. There's a question of the exam on the cert report will look like geometrics. It does a little bit. It does a little bit. And then you have to remember geometrics has mark for complete. So does cert report. Yeah, it looks a little bit like the practice exams on geometrics. You're right. Yeah, Janelle asked, what happens when you complete all the projects? So if you marked one for review and then you're on the 7th project and you press submit project, it'll give you like a summary sheet of all of the tasks that you marked as complete. So you should see a bunch of green flags. If you have a red flag or one you wanted to come back to after, click on the red flag and then you'd have to submit all the projects again. So if my red flag was on project 2, I would have to click submit project a bunch of times to get back to project 7, click it one more time, and then I get back to that exam summary screen. Yeah, it's not the best functionality for an exam. Yeah, well, submit project is the answer there. Submit project. Yeah, on the geometrics exam, you say grade project. On your MOS exam, you say submit project. Okay, so that's the difference. Janelle says, yeah, in your geometrics, you have grade project. In MOS, it's submit project when you're done. Okay, so we're almost at that point here. We're going to save this as a PDF, and thank goodness we're using the Certiport servers, because the ones at my school, if you go to save something as a PDF, your whole exam got fried, and I had like half my class last semester that had to redo it. But thanks to the Certiport servers that we're using, it should be okay. Okay, and I did do a test version, so it worked fine. Okay, so we're going to save this as a PDF, and it says in your documents folder, save this as basket weaving and then as a PDF. So just change the type of presentation that it is. So PDF, and just so there's no problems, don't click open file after publishing. Okay, it'll create problems for you. You don't want that. Okay, basket weaving. This is a PDF. It's gonna save, and then you would click submit project at this point to get to the next project. Okay, these ones are going to be very short. So we're already on the 4th one. We're moving along quick, but you have to for these exams. No, did I skip a project? Maybe. All right, don't save. No, I didn't. Okay, so let's do project 4, inclusive practices, and then we're on to project 5, which is Harry Potter. You're going to miss the Harry Potter presentation. Okay, you can come back to it. Kyle, I'll have to see you in the replay. You got anyone starting Tammy's class, you don't have to stick around, but come watch the replay later. Okay, so don't miss Tammy's class. It was during her scheduled time. I went a little bit late with this one. Okay, add new slides between slides 2 and 3 from the inclusive practices doc. Yeah, you'll be asked to do this quite a lot on your exam, and these types of questions go through your Excel and Word and PowerPoint. It's just in each program, you have different ways of adding things. So the PowerPoint way to add things from a Word document are to go into the Home tab. Oh, and you know what? I don't know if I have add slides between 2 and 3. I don't know that I have this saved up, but this is how, in theory, you would do this. Okay, go to New Slides, And this is a inclusive from outline. I don't know if I have this file ready to go. Inclusive practices. Maybe I do. Maybe I have it saved under a long list of things that I've saved. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So it's there. Inclusive practices. Yeah, but yours will be easy to find on your exam. It'll just be like one file sitting there for you. All right. So there's one way to incorporate information from a Word document. Now we're going to change the chart on slide 6 to a 3D clustered chart. So again, change the actual chart type again. So I think we had that in the chart design tab. Once you click the chart, change the chart type to a 3D clustered 3D. Yeah. So it's a we do have a column chart now. We wanted to make it a 3D clustered one. Okay, so it looks like that now. And this is a tricky one too. You might have something like this where you have to hide the comments. You might have to delete the comments in a presentation, and that's a whole different skill. But if you have something that deals with comments, it'll be located in the review tab. Okay, if you have, so this is how you hide comments. So in the review tab, click show comments and then click show markup. So you just have to click that one. And then once that show markup is off, it's not going to show the comments. It doesn't delete the comments. And if you had comments, you just click delete here. But yeah, show comments versus hiding them is not the same as deleting comments. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then on slide 7, we're going to apply the medium style again. So I think that's a good skill for you guys to know. Go to the table design and then kind of get familiar with the, just like picture styles, get used to the table styles. So tables, medium 2. So I'm going to find medium 2, accent 1, which is right here. Oh, that might be the same thing we had, but it's okay. Just get familiar with those table styles. And again, modify the columns that alternate colors and the rows do not. So again, we have to take off everything, even the header row, because it says it wants the columns. So take off that first column. Take off anything that's not banded columns. Okay, and now the only thing that modify the table so that columns alternate colors and the rows do not. And that's what you have. All right, and at this point, you would click Submit Project. But for us, I'm going to say Don't Save, and then we're going to click on our last project here. Project 5, the Harry Potter merch. Okay, so we're going to, and then we're going to open that up. I'm sorry. And then we've got a few things to insert on this one. So just more practice kind of inserting things from a different document. Yeah, Shanaz, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us today. All right, so we got the Harry Potter theme presentation, and we've got our last project of the day. And maybe I'll do one next week as well to get you guys really prepared for that. Okay, so on slide 3, add a default Pareto histogram. So I think that's a repeat question. Sorry about that. I sort of mixed in projects that I had my students work on. But again, probably not bad to practice. Default Pareto histogram. So a Pareto is a histogram type, and it's the one with the curvy line in it. Okay, just in case you didn't know what a Pareto chart was. Okay, we're going to exit that Excel sheet. Now on slide 2, we are going to insert a Excel kind of window here. So what you would do is click on this, and you know what, I'm going to save this just because you don't have to, it didn't ask us to do this, just so it's enabled editing. But we're going to insert a table from an Excel file. It's not likely, I didn't see this skill listed, but just in case, this was on like Gmetrics. Add a table, oh, sorry, it's from the, actually, I put this one in here, and it's, you know what, we're going to go back. Beauty of live, doing this live. Okay, delete that. Yeah, just like other programs, you actually want to, if it's a program like Excel, You have to do, and you do this in Word. This is how you get stuff from Excel and PowerPoint and other outlines. So even in Microsoft Word, if you're getting something from a Word outline, you would actually click Insert and then Object. Let me just check on the comments. We'll just take a break for a sec. Janelle, that's great. Yeah, Sharamina, if you guys want to download this practice, I can share it with you. If you're in my class, you will get access to this. But if anyone wants to, anyone wants access to the practice files, I'm totally willing to share it with you guys as well if you're not in my class. Yeah, you don't. You don't have to complete this. Okay, so usually for PowerPoint, you're only inserting like Word documents or from other slides. But if you're asked to do one from an Excel file, this is how you do it. So go to Insert, Object, and then we would browse for the file, and it's, what do we call it? It's the, yeah, of course it's not going to come to it easily. I've got so many files on my computer, but on your exam, you're not going to have to worry about it. Don't worry about that getting too, okay, so PowerPoint Live class, Project 5, it was the HP merge Excel file. Okay, and it'll look like this. And while that's loading, I'm going to check on the comments here while that's loading. So I'm just gonna, let's see. Oh yeah, Sharamina, no, I some of these are similar to the project I made you guys download and work on, and then some of these are new. So some of these are new, and I will, yeah, I'm gonna I will share them with you. Yeah, for most Word documents, you have to say add from another doc, but for Excel, it's tricky. The chances of you guys getting one like this, but it is listed as a skill, and it's taking forever to load. So, again, it's the only problem with live classes. They don't always go as smooth as you want them to. Okay, but take my word for it that it would load. Okay. If that was on your exam, it would load. I don't know what's going on with my... There it is. Okay. It's with us now. And then see, if they don't tell you to enlarge it, don't. But just to show you, it can work. Sorry, my computer was having a few issues there. It's probably my computer telling me, wait, you don't usually add stuff from Excel. Okay, so on slide 4... This is a term I learned from last semester students. So on slide 4, apply the subtle effect black darks one style to the text box. So you might have to change the shape. And we're going to go to the shape format to do that. And the shape styles are over here. And again, this is something you might want to experiment with, kind of trying to find where all these are. So the subtle effect, that's intense. So subtle would be up a little bit. Subtle effect here. And then the black one, black dark 1. Okay, so that's that one. Add slides based on an outline from, okay, so again, on this last one, this is probably one of the most important. If I can stress any skill to you guys, it's this one right here. So please, please, please know how to insert slides from a different PowerPoint and a Word document, okay? So task 4, add slides based on the outlines to the end of the presentation. So you can click on the last slide of the presentation to do that. To be safe, I like clicking like after it so that I know that it's going to come after. Okay, and then I'm going to click new slide. And then if it's a Word document, I would click slides from outline. If it's a slide or PowerPoint, I would click reuse slides. So slides from outline. Then I would, again, it's not going to go right to it. So I'm going to do PowerPoint live class, but in your exam, it'll go right to exactly what you need. So in the document folder. Okay, and the items doc is right here. You're going to double click, and then it should come up right after. I don't know why the loading is taking so long, but this will give me a chance to check in with the comments here. Okay, Sharon said stuff. If I do the question correctly and accidentally add something like an effect or a shape, would I get full marks for the test? Yeah, Asma, that's interesting. It depends what they put in for their window of like, yeah, to be honest, like I never get to see how they mark it. I would be careful not to do anything extra just in case. But it's not, keep in mind, it's not as bad as Gmetrics for doing that to you. So keep in mind, Certiport does get you, yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long to convert. I think my computer's got a lot of stuff going on. But anyways, that's how you add slides from a Word document. You go to that new slides, go to slides from outline. This will work, and hopefully, yeah. And then you should see like new slides created from that Word document. All right, so that is it. That's my 5 projects for today. I've got about another 5 projects that I could do, and if you guys are interested, I could do that next week. Maybe we could try this a little bit earlier so I don't run into Tammy's class. Ray's is saying, do we have another chance if we fail the first sentence? You technically do. I think with everything going on, I think normally they wouldn't, but yeah, if you guys want to write with me, I can next semester sometime. I'll try to see if you can write it with me again. Don't get it the first time. So I'll try to ask if we can. Yeah, Sharamina, you can ask questions or you can email me if you want. Ask any questions away. We're all done with this project. It'll be forever. You know what? I'm going to close it down. I think the using files from a different source is just taking too long. So, all right, but that should be it. So yeah, ask questions away, and I will stick around and answer them. But if I hope that helps. If you're new to MOS exams, or you wanted to see what they look like, keep in mind I've got other videos as well on PowerPoint, so you can check those out if they help. So I've got a lot more projects and stuff. Yeah, good question raised. All right, so I'm gonna exit this kind of screen, and I'm just gonna talk to you guys, yeah, from my webcam. So hopefully that wasn't too fast, but just keep in mind for your MOS exam, you do have to go very, very fast. You do about 35 questions in 50 minutes. So my best advice to you would be to try and get used to Gmetrics. Even if the skills aren't exactly the same, at least you get some practice going over an exam that's about 30 to 35 questions in a time limit of 50 minutes. So you have to do it super, super fast. And I'm going to try to keep an eye on the comments if you're asking questions.